All right. Thank you so much for hopping on our second monthly team department meeting. And I thought this week I would, well, first let me remind you guys, you can be in gallery view if you are on a desktop or a laptop and you hover over your cursor into the right-hand corner, you can put it on gallery view, which is better than speaker view, because then you can see everybody and not just me. So, and I see that there are some people calling in on the phone. So, first, what happened to Ray? Is he still there? Is Ray still on? Ray's not. Maybe Ray is.
Yes, I am here. Yes, I am here.
Okay, is that you showing up as MXHALJK2?
I have no idea.
I think that is. Turn your camera on for a sec. I think that's you.
Okay,
Yeah.
it came back on.
Yeah, look at you.
It turned itself off.
That's weird. Well, I actually wanted to start by offering my condolences to you. You guys, Ray lost a friend today, and so I wanted to give you my condolences there. I also wanted to tell you guys, I've already seen Ray today because these department meetings are scheduled to happen once a month, and I saw him in the personal training department meeting today. Basically, every Tuesday morning, there's a supervisor meeting. And Rob wanted us, all of the supervisors and department heads, to meet with their specific staff once a month. So that's what this is. Marilyn asked in the group, and it was a great question. So just so you guys know, it's going to happen reoccurring on your calendar every third Tuesday of the month. It does not have to happen at 7 o'clock at night. I'm actually free from 3 o'clock till 7 to have this meeting. I just thought this might be a good time for the biggest turnout, but I could send out a survey to see if a different time works for you guys. And I really am okay with you guys watching the recording when things come up in your lives, as long as you promise to watch the recording. This is really important. The last one we did last month, 30 people came on live and or watched the replay. And so, I mean, think about it. That's the company shelling out $300 for this. So it's that important that what I think you guys know, we're usually crossing ships in the night. We usually, unless our classes are back to back with one another, we don't see each other. We can work together for a decade and not even know who our colleague is. And so this monthly meeting, among other things, will help us relate to one another, know who each other are, see each other's faces, and hear from each other, because I do not plan on being the person that is doing all the talking on all of these meetings. Okay, there's a structure that I'm going to be following, that all of the supervisors are going to be following for each of these meetings. So I thought I would lay that structure out for you just so you know what to expect. The first thing I will always cover is club updates. The second thing I will cover is department-specific updates. The third thing I will cover is things that we're doing well. And then the fourth thing, areas for improvement. The fifth thing, there will be a skill training. And I'm most excited about that, number 5, the skill training. And then finally, there will be safety. And that's required that I have a topic given to me that we discuss that is safety related. And just wait till you hear what tonight's is. The reason I'm most excited about number 5, which is the skill training, is because that's just really exciting to me. That could even be led by one of you guys. Maybe we want to have a skill-based training on, how to grow your class size when it's struggling, and I have one of you lead it or something like that. So I'm excited about skill-based training. Let's go ahead and have me take it from the very beginning. Club updates. So club updates really quickly. We have a tentative November member MyZone launch. And I'm actually going to circle back to that club update because that's going to be our skill-based training tonight for our skill-based training tonight is going to be about My Zone. We have a fee-based small group training program in the pipeline too. I just wanted to start breadcrumbing that out and letting you know that that's more information will be coming along that front. Hi, Robin. How are you? It's nice to see you on here. I stalk you on Instagram. I do. I'm like, she's a stud. I like, you know, you guys are my employees. So I'm like, what are they really like? You know, and I'm like, wow, Robin's amazing. All right. So let's see. Club updates. October 30th is Employee Appreciation. And Jonathan, correct me if I'm wrong. You want to just explain what it is real quick? Oops, hang on. You're muted.
Have 50% off in the restaurants. And what we'll be doing after this meeting is following up with some more details on the specifics of that. But my understanding of it, and I will confirm that with food and beverage tomorrow, is that it is an employee plus one, I believe, is included in that. So that's kind of an awesome thing. So we're going to continue to roll out the 50% off food for employee plus one. And then I think Ellen's going to cover a few more of the promotions and stuff coming up that we've got for this month. But if you know, we can always circle back to it.
No, that's in this section for club updates. I'm going to throw it right back to you in a second, but there are a couple things. It was also my understanding that it's a plus one. So that was both our independent understanding. So it's probably 50% off you and a plus one on October 30th. Jonathan, is that something that we do once a month for our staff?
We are. Yeah, we're going to continue doing that once a month. And
Okay.
so that'll be a recurring thing.
Okay. I want to talk about two things quickly in this club update section. One is the beer night, which is really ironic with tonight's safety training.
There are no accidents.
Tonight's safety topic that is my, like, what I'm required to deliver is about not drinking. So it's funny that we're talking about beer night, but beer night is coming in the Axe Billy. And also Jonathan does a trivia night that sounds pretty fun too. And I just wanted to say, before he explains what beer night is and what trivia night is, I wanted to tell you guys that I would love to, when we have something like this or Employee Appreciation Day, if any of you guys, 3 of you, 10 of you, 1 of you, 20 of you want to meet in the Axe Billy, just to get to know each other a little better and have fun and see each other out of our sweaty clothes or in our sweaty clothes. I would love to do that with you guys. So just, if you ever want to go have a wild hair or you want to get together as within our department, please let me know. I will help organize it. Okay, Jonathan, beer night really quickly and trivia.
Beer night is October 23rd, and it is a beer pairing. It is a 4-course meal specifically prepared for this night. And we are partnering with 10 Barrel Distillers out of Bend and Portland. So they have a bunch of, distilleries around the area. So 10 Barrel, and then us are doing a 4-course beer pairing with great, great food. The menu is online at the axebilly.com website. So if you guys are familiar with the restaurant website, axebilly.com, there is a tab that says beer pairing, and it goes through that. And that is on the 23rd. I will be there. It's going to be an awesome night. They are $45 a ticket. And that does include beer and includes the 4 courses for that promotion for beer night. So it's going to be a really, really, really cool thing. We do limit it to 40 people because we are doing it in the dining room. And due to space, it is a limited quantity of people, but it is a very quality event that's run in the dining room. So it's a very awesome thing. And then trivia. On Thursdays, I, your less than humble but pretty humble host, make an attempt to stab at trivia. And it has been a ton of fun to do trivia. So we have a lot of members that show up. It is Thursday. It starts at 6. We go through, some kind of happy hour stuff, and then we start trivia at about 6:15. And it lasts for about 2 hours. And it's just a real fun time to come and hang out. We have good drink specials, and it ends up being more staff and members. And so there's not a lot of outside public that show up for this, but it's a really good team building opportunity for us. It allows interaction with the members. It's just a really fun thing. And that's Thursday starting at 6. And we also have live music Fridays that you can check the website for the times. They are kind of sporadic throughout October, November, but the live music Fridays is a very cool thing as well. So we have music in the dining room, drink specials, food specials, and all that great stuff.
Love it. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Hey, Jonathan. Sorry. I have a question about your trivia night. because I always send my people after my spin class, tell them to go up there. My class doesn't end until 7. Can they go after 6, like after it starts?
And what's great about it, and that's kind of why we started it at 6, but we've realized after doing it I've hosted it now, I think 3 or 4 times, that people start to trickle in between 6:30 and 7. And so I typically don't even start the first round of questions until about 6:45. So if they were to come right after class, they jump in, they get a scorecard, and they just kind of roll right with the group. Absolutely.
Okay.
Awesome.
Thanks.
Great question. All right, so that was club updates. Let's move on. By the way, I'm going to try to be roughly 5 minutes per section, which is 30 minutes. That's my goal. We're behind right now, so I'll try to cook with gas here. Number 2, club update or department updates. We are officially, and it took you probably thought we already were, but we're actually officially a spinning studio now. There were some hiccups in the process of becoming official. And so I actually want to give a quick shout out to Jennifer, Sherry, who I see is also on here, Sherry, and Lily for their extra help that they did behind the scenes and getting that legitimized. But we are an official spinning studio. We can use that trademark. In fact, we now have to use that trademark. Speaking of Sherry, who is on, I can't see her. Her camera's not on, which is fine, Sherry, but we would love to see you if you want to turn your camera on. I wanted to just shout out Sherry. Maybe I already did this last month. If I did, I'm going to do it again. It's worth the redundancy. On October 1st, or I did it in the Facebook group. On October 1st, Sherry had been an employee with the DAC for 28 years. I happened to get that update. So I'm sorry if, I don't know if anyone else has been there that long. Marilyn, have you been there 28 years? Not yet? 27? 27. Okay. So anyway, it's just awesome. She's kind of, I just want to shout her out. 28 years. She exclusively, to my knowledge, is exclusive to the DAC. She still has packed classes, and she still does continuing ed. She's still doing new things so that she's fresh and relevant in the industry. And it's just makes my heart so happy, because I think it's easy to stagnate. And it's just amazing. So I just wanted to give her props publicly here. The other thing I wanted to say is that we have a group power training coming to Salem, Oregon. I forget right now the date. December or Jan? Oh, Ray knows. Hold on, Ray. Hang on. I'm sorry. Have you? When is it?
It is December. I think it's the first weekend. I can look it up quickly. Okay.
And sorry about my dogs. That's what happens when deer come in our yard and wild turkeys at this time of night. So just wanted you guys to know, if you're interested in that training, Nanda, I think you had maybe expressed some interest, just so we need it. That is a program that we don't have enough reinforcements for. So I just wanted you guys to know that. It's like a $400 investment. There are continuity fees of, I think, when I did it, I think they were $39 a quarter. It is pre-choreographed, so there's a steep learning curve in the beginning. You have to memorize a lot. I just want your expectations to be set so you're not freaked out if you do it. There's a big learning curve. There's a lot to learn at the beginning, and then it gets a little easier. It's a very popular barbell-based fitness class. Members at the DAC love it, and we're thinly staffed in that area. Also, there's an Insanity certification next weekend, not this weekend, and I'm leading it, and that's in Wilsonville, and I have discount codes. So if you're interested in that, I'm definitely going to be bringing Insanity to the DAC. Insanity is not scary. I mean, it's a little bit scary, but it's not what people think it is. There's modifications for all levels. If you can march in place, you can do Insanity. There's all kinds of levels for it, and a lot of the actual drills we do translate beautifully to the water. Those of you guys that teach water, a lot of the drill, honestly, when I have to sub water in a pinch, I'm grabbing my Insanity choreography. Don't tell Beachbody, but I am. It's really, really clever stuff that works very well in that. So you could double dip, kind of, off the record. Okay, moving on. Tomorrow's Wednesday. Thursday night, we have the Lane County Business Expo at the fairgrounds. The Chamber of Commerce puts it on. It's their largest event. There's 160 businesses represented with 1,500 plus attendees. Like I said, it's at the fairgrounds. Cody's going to bring some equipment out there. He's going to bring the MyZone monitor, the big TV. He's going to bring a couple spin bikes, or as many maybe as we need. We won't interfere with your class, Jennifer. We'll leave you with bikes. We think we might need at least 2. Basically, if you're interested in coming to that, of course you will be paid to help out. Please tell me tonight, like not on this webinar, but shoot me a text or an email tonight. I have to tell Margie in the morning how many people are coming to help. If you're coming, I put these in the Facebook group, but please wear black, look professional, of course. If you have any DAC swag, wear it. Like I have that trucker hat, I'll probably wear that. Bring your My Zone belt if you have a My Zone belt, and just be ready to represent the DAC. So Amber, wave your hand, Amber. Amber and I are doing it for sure. Like it's at least going to be Amber and I, and we are going to do like little 15-minute demos where like, you know, we'll do like, maybe we'll do a barbell class for 15 minutes or some Pio or like whatever, but we can't do Zumba because she and I can't dance. But if you want to come help out and do a demo, like we'll follow you. We will dance in your back row. Maybe, maybe, as long as no one's looking. But if you want to be a part of that, I would love to have you. Please tell me tonight. Okay, that's enough about that. Department updates. That's it for department updates. Let's move on. Things we are doing well. I know this is kind of a pain in the butt. And I know you're not getting paid incredibly well for this, but you are if I keep it short. That's why I'm like, I'm going to keep it really short so that they're like, it's good money for them. I think this is great. I really do. So, you know, I think this is a great thing that we're doing. I think you guys are doing awesome clocking in on that Google Sheet. Thank you so much. I did implement it elsewhere at another like place that I managed for a long time, and you guys have adopted it so much better. Thank you so much. It's been so awesome. And those of you that have like forgotten to clock in or whatever, you've been really responsive when I shoot you a quick text. All I really need to know when I do that, I just need you to quickly reply. This is what I need you to know, that I maybe have not communicated to you or communicated well to you. Every Sunday night, I have to clear that document and send an attendance report to Rob. So every Sunday night, it's really important that your numbers are plugged in. Then also, every 15th and every 31st, I have to do payroll, so I also have to have all your numbers. So those are like the critical times where I end up texting you if you forgot. So, you know, just whatever, set a phone. It hasn't been a problem. You guys have been great. That's why it's in my things we are doing well section. Covering classes, I feel like we're doing really well too. There's been almost 0 cancellations, which I'm going to talk about in the next section, which is areas for improvement. There have been like a couple of classes, and they were DAC Fit classes. They weren't traditional Group X, but they were DAC Fit classes, and they got canceled without my knowing, and I could have covered both of them myself. Like, I could have covered them. One of them I was in the club with my music and my gym clothes on, and I saw a sign at the front desk that the DAC Fit class had been canceled, and I was like, oh, like I could be there teaching it right now. So always come to me. Like, please cover it yourself. But if you can't or you're struggling, come to me. But certainly we never want to cancel a class without letting me know first. I'm preaching to the choir. None of you guys are guilty of that. So areas for improvement. The door jam is persnickety in the Studio One. Sorry, some of you guys know this, but some of you are newer. So the door to the left, when you lock it, you have to make sure that pinhole, it broke twice last month, okay? So it's kind of a big deal. So Cody's had to replace it twice last month. It has to be in the pinhole all the way. Then you lock the door on the right, and then you make sure they're snug as a bug in a rug. If you don't make sure that pinhole is down, you can physically lock the door on the right, and then the next person, when they pull it open, they break that, and it's getting harder to patch and repair every time. So just be mindful of that. And then we need to be showing our cards, our employee card at the back desk when we walk in, just so we're like setting that good example, like we're not just blazing in the club. It's another thing. Something that Cody brought to my attention up in the DAC fit area is that this gives me the EBGBs because I'm seriously phobic of heights. I have serious EBGBs telling you this story. The box jumps. Members are putting them against the railings that go right over the ledge to the basketball court. So Cody saw a member jumping on the highest box, and the railing is only like waist height. It's so hazardous. So we are asking that the box jumps be kept on the opposite wall, completely away from the railings. And that Jonathan, maybe you could make a sign. You know, Jonathan, how you made the sign for our 16-foot auxiliary cord in the Group X room? Maybe you could make a sign in the DAC fit, like box jumps here, box jumping on this wall only. I don't know, maybe something like that. And then Studio 2 yoga, sometimes that sign just gets left out all the time. Like I think every time I walk by the basketball court area, it says there's a class in session. Like there's not always a class in session. So it's just getting left out a lot. So I think just make sure that we put that away, because not that it's terrible if it's left out, but it just won't mean anything anymore. If it's always out, it'll be like white noise. You know what I mean? It's always out. It's always out, like classes in session all the time. That's all. And then I'm hurrying. Speaking of Studio 2 and our yoga team, I had sent an email just to those who teach mind-body formats, either in Studio 1 or Studio 2. I had sent an email out, gosh, I think it's been at least a month. It's not something I've forgotten about, regarding just the chronic complaints, not from like staff, but I mean that too, but from members. It's legitimate about the noise of the basketball court. And I had told you guys in this email that is something that we are addressing. And so I just wanted to follow up with that to all of the mind, body, and yoga staff and let you know that we are ready. Rob and I are ready to have a meeting with you guys in the near future. So we can start to schedule that. I can put you guys in a group email thread again and schedule something where we start to have discussions about what those plans might look like and what potential timeline we might be talking about. Speaking of my email address, some of you guys, and it's my fault, not yours, some of you are still emailing me at my personal email, which is my ellendeward@gmail account. My fault, because my first ever email to you was from that address. So probably you're just like searching for that email, or you saved it, or your computer is auto-populating it. And it's not the end of the world. I still check that email every day. But ideally, you guys are emailing me about DAC stuff to the edeward@downtown.ac. Ideally. So there's just like maybe 5 of you that I notice are emailing that other account. So if you don't mind, try to make a point to email my work email. And then, let's see, I think, just the last thing on that note, I try really hard to always respond to you guys in a pretty timely fashion. Sometimes things get buried. So if you've asked me something, and I think this has only happened like once, I think, and it was with Erica, and she was great. She just she was actually the perfect example. If I don't respond to you, it's because I forgot and it got buried. And so please don't hesitate to remind me, like go back into that email thread or send me another one and remind me. I'm never ignoring you. I'm never blowing you off. If you haven't heard back from me, it's probably just gotten buried. if I don't know, like sometimes you guys reach me out and I just don't know, that's when I say stand by. Like you'll hear me say that so many times you'll get tired of it. If you hear me say stand by, it's like, I heard you, I want to respond to you, I don't know yet. Stand by. It's my favorite thing to say, not really. All right, so then the skill training, let's see what time it is, and then safety. All right, let's blow through it. Let's blow through it. My zone. We're all at different places with my zone right now. Some of you are probably in the dark. Some of you are like my zone animals because you're in this pre-launch phase. In fact, I will tell you who in our department is participating in the challenge. Marilyn, Lori, Lily, Jennifer, Debbie Wald, Brandy, Sherry, and Ray. I think that's it. So I'm gonna turn it over to you guys in just a second, but this will be a little bit redundant, especially if you came to the staff launch party on the 29th, but My Zone is a value add. It is an added service for our members. It is super fun. It is really cool, and we have not even scratched the surface because the fun part is gonna be connecting to our members with it. I promise you guys are going to want, I wish you all had a belt right now. You are going to want to have one. We hope to roll it out in November. It's possible it's going to be December. I don't want to like promise one thing and then be late. So it's possible. We're trying to strategize that right now. Before I turn it over, because I have something I wanted to ask Jonathan about or have him comment on. I think you guys know it's the wearable technology. There's an app. There's a chest strap. It's I think you guys kind of know what it is right now. We have a Facebook group. You can join that even if you don't have your belt. It's called DAC My Zone Community. I'm going to unmute. Marilyn, can I unmute you? All right. So Marilyn, what are you thinking about it so far? Are you liking it?
I love it. It's fantastic. It's been very motivating for me just coming back from my surgery. I love it. I've talked it up in my class. They're older people, so they were like, rah, 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 but we're working on it, and I think they're going to be into it, and I absolutely love it. It's super, super, super fun. More fun than I thought it was going to be. That's it.
It's like more fun than we thought it was going to be. And you guys, Marilyn is just like rehabilitating her double knee replacement, and it's incredible. And I feel like I think about Marilyn every day because I see her and I see like when we like each other's stuff, and I see her little picture of like her cycle, like this, she's on a bike again, and like I feel so much closer to her, even though she's over in the Pilates studio half the day and I'm in the BMC half the day. It's just so cool, and I can imagine what that's going to be like with our members that are specifically taking our classes that we already know and love, and I think it's awesome. And then anyone else? Do you have any more thoughts about it, Marilyn?
The thing I'm excited about is to be able to have my class on it, that you can filter it so that, that way people, if they just want to be on with your class, you can do that. I'm pretty excited about that. So, yeah, and I like it so that I don't have to be on Facebook with everybody. So I don't have to know every detail. I just want to know about their workouts. So it's kind of a nice way to be social without having to be social, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that's awesome. So as an example, Marilyn teaches Fit Bar Monday, Wednesday, Friday, noon. She can create a group, that is specific to that group of people, and they can all who want be in there. And then she can then know what they're doing on Tuesday, Thursday. And it's just like, it's so cool. And I didn't even think about her point about you don't know who they're voting for, or what their relationship status is. It's just their workout. And I guess there's a nutrition component too, too. All right. So anyone else want to talk about my zone who's using a belt? Nobody else wants to talk about my zone who's using a belt. Lily, go. Lily, go.
About it if you want me to. Am I unmuted? I'm gonna take it that because you're muted, I'm unmuted. So I've been talking about it in the spin classes that I've been teaching, and I've been getting a lot of positive feedback from people that want to know their heart rate. They want that information while they're taking the class, and I'm really looking forward to teaching to that, like talking about because I try and use all these different ways of letting people know what work level they should be at, but being able to say like, oh, you want to be in the yellow zone for this song, or you need to get down to the green zone before you go into a sprint again, or whatever it is. So I think that the members are looking forward to it, and I'm looking forward to using it as a teaching mechanism.
Yeah.
Okay, I wanted to add that my class Saturday, there was a girl there visiting she was with a member, and she's visiting from Portland. And at the end of the class, I was talking it up, and she lifted her shirt. And she said, "You mean one of these?" And I said, "Oh my gosh, you have one." I said, "Do you love it?" And she's like, "Oh my God, I'm addicted to it." And she works at a CrossFit gym in Portland. Loves it.
That's awesome. Yeah, it is the most popular, like it's the big company out there. In fact, they're blowing up so much they can't even make the belts fast enough. Like seriously, they can't make the belts fast enough to keep stock in. Like Jonathan and I are seriously worried about backlog on orders. It's pretty cool. And Marilyn made a good point too about like there is going to be some reticence from people because it's new, just because it's tech. But it's pretty awesome. Okay. We are going to, when we have the belts for sale, and you guys will be the first to know, like I will tell you as soon as I know, like all these details. Oops, sorry, animal problems. When we have the belts for sale, we want to incentivize you guys. We're not trying to make a lot of money on the belts at all. We just want them in the hands of the members. We want you guys to be able to make a small commission. So everyone will have a promo code. Jonathan, will you speak to that real quickly?
Yeah, so the way that we're designing the pre-order and the order is that we have a web portal. It's actually live on the website now if you guys want to go and look at it. The retail for these belts, the MZ3, is $149. Our plan is to get them on the website right now. They're for sale for $99 for our members exclusively only. And then there is a discount code that brings that down on at probably around $15 below. So the goal is to get us around the $85 mark for our members, which is just enough to cover our costs plus shipping for the device. So again, we're not trying to make money, and then the split, then we still need to work out the details on that as far as the financial component, but we're trying to keep it as low as possible for our members because the engagement and having it in their hands and having them wear it and use it and engage with it is going to be a lot more powerful than us trying to make $20 on a belt. And that's not what this is about. With the promo code, they will be able to type in a first name, last initial. So LILYH will give them a promo code that they can use that then directly relates back to someone from Lily's group has purchased a belt. And so I will know it. I will see it as soon as it happens. And so we've already created a few of these promo codes. And then between Ellen and I will generate a list of everyone who will potentially be selling them. And then at the end of every couple of weeks, every week, we'll tally it up and figure out what the commissions are going to be for you guys. So it incentivizes you a little bit. The tech incentivizes itself, and it works really, really well on retention for our membership and engaging new members and keeping those that have just signed up with us. You know, you get some cool technology, you get engaged to a group, you have a great instructor. So it's all around a good thing. So that's our plan. There are a few details that we are still flushing out between Ellen, Rob, and myself. And as soon as we know, we'll formulate an email and kind of lay out the instructions on how it's going to go. Yeah,
and there's been a learning curve a little bit. I mean, it's pretty user-friendly. it's pretty user-friendly. Most people are grabbing it and getting it all set up okay, no problems. But there are some of you guys, not for fault of your own, that are, having trouble getting it to upload or having just different things. And they've all been issues when we've been able to work out. So these are problems, I guess. Problems is kind of a dramatic word for it, that we anticipate then having with our members. So we need to be ready to help them troubleshoot stuff like that too. So the more you guys use your belt, the better you'll be able to help your members troubleshoot the same questions that you have, they're going to have. Okay, finally, the last point in our agenda is our skills training. I mean, that was our skills training, the MyZone stuff, is our safety. And Jonathan, did you come up with this topic for me tonight?
So here's what it was. This was unintentional, but I had planned out the safety for the last 3 months for the last, quarter four for the DAC. And it just happened to time out that this one is, alcohol, drugs, substance, all that good stuff that we have to cover. This goes back to our insurance carrier, SAFE. And so we work closely with them. It keeps our rates good, keeps, education up to the forefront, and it allows us to, be safe about it. And there are people that might have issues with it, and it's always good to address these certain things. So yes, that's why I picked the topic.
Okay, so he did pick the topic. Let me address Lily's question in the chat bar. Are there any ongoing fees for members past buying the belt? No, there are ongoing fees for the club. So we pay for this service. So it's something that the DAC is doing with the hopes that we retain more members and that our members have more fun and have better results. In fact, I created a survey, you guys, because remember the stats, like some of you guys were there. Actually, only a couple of you were there at the workout that I led with the MyZone belt thing. Some of the stats I read were like, after using MyZone, members are more likely to refer a friend to the DAC. After using MyZone, members feel better about their personal fitness level. So I created a survey that Jonathan's going to help me push out, like a digital survey for everyone that buys a belt that we hope they'll fill out. It'll take them like 45 seconds to fill it out. Like on a scale of 1 to 10, how happy are you with your fitness? On a scale of 1 to 10, how happy are you with the DAC? Like these types of things. And so I hope to collect data so that we give them the survey now before they start using MyZone when they buy the belt. And then I roll the survey out to them in 6 months and in a year and in 2 years to see, because that's what we want. We want them to have more results and to be happy and to have fun and to stick with us. So there are no ongoing fees for them. In fact, we're really, really trying to I got a private question in the chat. Great question. Will all the staff have them eventually, or only those teaching certain classes? That is a great question. First, we put them in the hands of a few people, not just Group X, that we thought were likely to try it, had large classes, that we thought would enjoy, like that were influential, whether on social media or in the club, had longevity. So it was kind of subjective. We tried to do a good job with that. I tried to, and we talked about that in the last meeting, and is to put them in the hands of some. Jonathan just left, but I actually wanted to ask him this question. Jonathan, are you still there? I think what is the answer to that question? And similarly, I had another question from Lori this week asking about like her spouse. She wants to have one for her spouse. So is there for staff that maybe didn't get involved with this first rollout, but really wants to? Are they going to pay full price for a belt?
We've worked through some of it. We do have a phase 2 rollout that's already been talked about, and we have people on that phase 2 rollout, which will include, a broader cross section of the staff. The DAC kind of as a whole, between across the street and there's 175 employees. So there's a lot going on between the property management, the BMC, the DAC, the conference center, all of that stuff. So we're working hard to figure out what the phase 2 looks like and then what phase 3 looks like. The goal being is that DAC staff has access, if not given, based on, what they're doing around the club, that all staff has access to them. The spouse question. I honestly can say it has not been discussed, but it's something that we realistically need to have on our list to discuss the rest of this week as we're talking about how we're working on phase 2 and phase 3. So good question. Hadn't thought about it, but we'll get it on the list to talk about. But the goal is that everyone has it and is using it and can speak to it when members ask them about it.
Yeah, but it's not for those teaching only certain classes.
No.
Not at all. And in fact, like, it's not even just for Group X. Personal trainers can do great things with them. There's a lot of, like, we want front desk staff. We want Paul up there cooking the food in the Accessibility to have one.
And Paul is getting his belt. Paul is very excited about his belt, and Paul wants to start working out. If you have not met Chef Paul, really, really great. He's the large man with the beard upstairs, but he is really, really enthusiastic about starting to work out. And so he's going to be great with it.
Okay, lastly, for our skills training and safety, basically it is about being sober on the job. And I want to say this is not something that any of us struggle with, although I will say that I've seen it. I have seen it. In my years of directorship, I have seen it be an issue on the job. So that's what the topic is tonight. And basically, I was just, I read a big article. There's a little mini test that goes along with it. I'm not going to take your time on that tonight, but just to say that it is so important that we're sober-minded when we show up for work, and not just in terms of alcohol or prescription medication or any type of substance like that, but also our emotional state. I'm sorry about the dogs barking. It's truly my home office here. There's an art to, as you guys know, because you guys are awesome at what you do, there is an art to putting your best foot forward when you teach. And a lot of that has to do with shelving your emotional, what's going on in your emotional life. Like Ray lost a loved one today. Showed up to work with and he looked professional and put together, and I wouldn't have known had he not shared. And so, I've been, through divorce, through this, through that, through this, through that. My classes don't know. They don't need to know. They don't need to know. They don't need to know when I have an injury. They don't need to know when I got stuck in traffic. They don't need to know, because chances are someone in the room is having a harder day. There's no place for negativity. And I know that's not about substance abuse, but I thought the two kind of go hand in hand. And so I thought I would just lightly touch on that issue tonight, because I do not think it's an issue that any of us on staff have impeding our ability to perform well at work. Although we did have a mini Zoom for the spinning program, and 3 of us did have a glass of wine in hand during that mini casual. It was like a 10-minute Zoom. So, and Jonathan wants us to go to the beer night, but really that's all, just best foot forward. That has to do with your fatigue, your sobriety, your energy level, all those things. So to close, unless there are any comments or any questions on all those things, I wanted you guys to know again that I'm here for you, and I'm available for you. And if you have concerns or just want a chance to connect with me, to have me get to know you better, please set that up with me. Texting is awesome. I don't mean texting like back and forth, but I mean texting to set up a meeting, or of course email. I'm here for you. I'm actually more available now. I just, as of yesterday, the 15th, let go of another job. So I'm actually more available now for you. So take me up on that. And then finally, I will open up another tab for those of you that attended the meeting or watched the replay to sign in on. You guys get minimum wage for this meeting. So I'll try to always keep it to 30 minutes. So that you get so that you get, your minimum wage for 30 minutes of time. Any concluding thoughts, Jonathan?
No, I think these are great. I like the Zoom option. It gets everyone together, even though schedules are fairly chaotic and we all work a ton and we're working at different times. So I think this is a good way to see everyone's face and seeing people that I have not met before that I will be actually meeting tomorrow for the first time. Hi, Sherry. How are you? And, so I think this is a great thing. No, and as far as Ellen, piggybacking on that, we do spend a lot of time there. We're in the restaurant a lot. So if you guys are there, shoot us a text, say, hey, we just would love to come hang out. And we'll definitely meet you upstairs for, for some food, whatever you guys want to do. We're kind of always there. So anyway, these are great meetings. Thank you, Ellen, for putting this all together.
You're very welcome. And again, I can shoot out a poll if you'd like. I know Sherry has to get up at like 4 o'clock in the morning. I can shoot out a poll. We can do this at 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 or 7. But it is going to be every third Tuesday of every month. All right, you guys. Thank you so much for hopping on, and I will see you in the club.